we drink today, Josh?
Well, this is a brand new coffee. I don't know how long it's been out, but it's Bones
Mm-hmm.
Blueberry Cake Blast.
It's definitely blueberry.
Yeah, if you don't like blueberry, you're probably not gonna like it, but it's a good. If you do like blueberry, it's really good.
Yeah,
Like you could almost drink it without cream.
it's kind of like well, that's how you're supposed to drink coffee, but
No,
it's kind of like eating
no,
a blueberry muffin
it
almost.
really is. It really is.
What kind of cream are you putting in
Got some Starbucks
there?
caramel macchiato.
Caramel
Caramel
macchiato.
macchiato. It's pretty good.
That kind of takes the overpowers the blueberry
No,
though.
it doesn't. The blueberry taste is really coming in strong. It's
Mm.
really good.
It- It's probably definitely my favorite, or at least one of my favorites coffees I've had.
Yeah, it's better
Um,
than cookies and cream Bones coffee.
yeah, I don't know what it is. You figured cookies and cream. I guess if you base it off everything else that's cookies and cream flavors, it would be more predominant. But I don't know. It's not bad, just not very good.
What's your your favorite? Your
My
go-to
favorite,
coffee?
my go-to. Well, overall, I mean, honestly, I just coffee in general. I don't really have a huge favorite. I know right now, my go-to is definitely CC's extra large white chocolate latte with extra shot of espresso, and I do oat milk in it.
And you're talking about my creamer? And
What?
you said you're supposed to drink coffee black. And
Okay, but
you go into order.
that's a different. You're ordering it. You order coffee.
You
It's
know what
got
black
different
coffee
flavors.
is, CC?
I don't see it on the menu.
Just tell.
I'm not doing that. Chocolate latte.
Oh,
I get the extra large because it's really big and it's only like $10. So that's a pretty good price. Cause
extra large?
oh, yeah, 'I've never been to CC's before, but I went that one time and they said it was only $10 and as good as it tasted, you can get a coffee that tasting good from like Starbucks. It's like 25. Yeah, so Starbucks is expensive.
Starbucks is like for the quality of coffee that you're getting and the price of the coffee is not a because it's you could go to Sonic and get a shake. That's pretty much it's like really sweet coffee.
Especially if you get the frappuccinos. What about you? What do you like drinking?
I think so. This is probably one of my new favorites, the
Mm.
blueberry cake from Bones, but I like the Black Rifle Quad Kodiak Attack.
Yeah.
It's a medium roast. It's got a really good.
Waking Neighbors is really good too. That's kind of a go-to when
It's
I
the
buy
high
it.
caffeine content.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the chicken on the front.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely good, especially on one of those drowsy days. Not really feeling it. Take one of them. Real good. Or a C4.
Yeah.
Really good.
Or Ghost.
Ghost White Monster. You know what? I want to try the raspberry cream Ghost. Just looking at the can, it looks amazing.
Let me tell you something, bro.
Have you had it?
Yes, that's like
Really?
my favorite Ghost.
Really? Is it good?
Yes, but I think it's like it's a limited time.
I need to hurry up and get some then.
I haven't seen it in a while.
I've seen some people drinking it, different
Maybe
streamers and whatnot, but I really want to get it and try it because I mean, just looking at the can
it's
makes it look good. That's a good thing about Ghost is their designs.
yeah,
They're usually spot on.
marketing.
Um, that ain't good.
No,
Um,
it ain't
so speaking about the podcast, coffee and calls, we've talked about the coffee part. So let's get into the job side of things. So Josh, I know you said you've only been doing this for a couple years. I remember when you started.
good. Do you?
I say that like I'm an old guy, I've been doing this forever, but I do. I remember when you started because I know when you got put on as a volunteer,
Part-time.
part time, is when I got hired full time for Winfield. Um, hmm, excuse
Bless you.
me. So I know you when y'all started, it was kind of a signing all the utility guys up
As a
on
volunteer.
as
So we
volunteers.
started volunteer in May of
Hmm.
22, and it was because y'all were pushing for volunteers to get more volunteers for
Yeah.
grants. So it was kind of
Yeah.
like JP was like, which I'd already been thinking about it. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I want to do. It's gonna sound cliche, but I'm gonna get out there. Maybe help my community a little bit. And we'd been talking to y'all and whatever. Be
Mm.
like, volunteer firefighter.
Yeah.
Like I had never considered when I was growing up. I was not one of them kids that was like, firefighter.
I know exactly what you mean. Uh, and I already got a picture in mind of what you probably had in your head. Well, we're going to add that a little later. But yeah. So
So,
why'd you want to keep going? Why'd you stick with
well, all right. So I'm gonna be honest. That adrenaline hits hard
it?
sometimes.
It does.
So what really like? So we come volunteer, and then
Hmm.
we had the first house fire
Yeah.
on. I don't know if you remember that.
You have to be aware. I've had a lot of house fires.
Pineville Street. It's that two-story. They had a bunch of junk in there. Corey was still with us. Remember I sprayed
Craig?
right across from the utility. Yeah, no, right across from the utility department.
Talk about the old abandoned one that was like
Yes.
it's like Doug Fest or something. There was some event going on. It was Corey and Ryan Carr
Yeah.
on shift. Yeah, I wasn't there. I think
Yeah, you went through.
if that's the same one, me and Matthew were actually on shift at the parish, and we were itching and waiting for the city to mutual aid us so we could go to it, and they would never do it. Um,
But yeah, and like, so I used to work for the electric department here in Winfield as
mhm.
well. So we would show up to either kill the power.
Yeah,
So we were like showing up anyway. Well, we got
yeah,
there like quick,
yeah.
and I can't remember if it was Cassidy. He was like, "Come here, Josh, hold this hose real quick. Spray over there."
Mhm.
Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Hold on." I'm like, "Oh man, this is awesome." And can't remember what other, but that was like the first house fire, and then like I was stuck. And then a couple months later, I went part-time, started working shifts.
That would have been September of 22.
Yes, and then uh, I was 22, so now almost 2 years, so 24
Yeah,
became full-time.
I think so. You've been doing this
Almost five,
6 years,
something like that. Yeah,
right? I can't math, but
five, six
four,
years.
five, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6. Yeah.
mhm,
So you're catching up to me, kind of.
a little bit. But
Next month makes
so
8 for me.
the adrenaline what pretty much got me on, but like as I've gotten into the career of it, more
Mm.
into the career, I've done more stuff. It's it's about the people. You know what I'm saying?
Customer service.
Customer service.
Customer service with a smile.
So,
Chief Rusini.
yeah, that's
What's your favorite part of it? I mean, uh, I know you've done a bunch of trainings, uh, searching, vent, enter, isolate, search.
I mean, fighting fire is fun.
Yeah.
Um, and there's nothing like it.
Hmm.
I love, going to the schools and the kids be like, ah, yeah, I love doing that.
Wee
The
wee.
kids, I love being with kids and
Hmm.
doing that, like the fire prevention and stuff, going out there to the community.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Um, Medicals are all right.
Yeah.
Not the favorite, but like,
Yeah.
customer service
With a smile.
with a smile. Even if it's 2 a.m.,
Hmm.
just gotta remember it's for the people.
For the people, they pay your paycheck.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will say sometimes medicals can be nice, can be fun.
They can.
Um, I've had, I'm not going to say more fun on medicals than fires, but they run a close race. I'm definitely not going to get paramedic anytime soon, but I don't completely hate it. That's for sure.
No, I mean, when you only run a couple of fires a year, the medicals definitely help keep you a little busy, you know?
So if you had to choose, what would be your favorite aspect of the job? I guess. What do you have a passion for? Would it be like training, just riding on the engine, riding on the truck, rescue,
Training,
training?
just making yourself better.
Yeah.
Whether it's working out or pulling hose off a truck or putting on gear and doing stuff, it's, making yourself a better firefighter. Are you? The quote's been said several times, but like, are you the guy that you would want showing up if it was your family's house?
Absolutely.
I mean, so making yourself better. And there's so much stuff like from hazmat to, wrecks, extrication, uh, rescues,
Hmm.
medical side of it. There's so much stuff you got to be proficient at. So you're just training, training,
Yeah.
training, training.
Yeah. Every day is a training day.
Yeah.
Every day is a training day. Um, yeah.
So tell me about why you started.
Uh, well, that's a long story on why I started.
Short version.
Short
Give me a
version?
short.
Okay,
Try.
I give you the short version. So you ever seen? You haven't seen it because you don't watch movies. Um, Ladder 49
I know what you're talking about.
with Joaquin Phoenix, whatever his name is.
I don't know.
So basically, if anybody hasn't seen the movie, Boston Fire Department, he's riding on a truck. Story goes on, shows his progression from a single man, new to the fire service. He goes, gets married, has kids, has his whole family. Movie ends with a structural collapse that he's on the fire of. Goes into the funeral and all that. But when I watched that movie, I was like 6 years old, and man, it looked cool. Some of the stuff they did, and the camaraderie that they had as a family, it was amazing to see. And it definitely, being a kid also kind of helps wanting to be a firefighter. Flashy lights, driving fast,
Oh, absolutely.
all that. But where I grew up in Mississippi, it was nothing but strictly volunteers. Uh, all the old guys in overalls and red jumpsuits. So it's kind of closed, not really open, so I couldn't really get into it. I lived down in Thibodaux for a while, and if anybody knows anything about Thibodaux, obviously they have a huge fire department that's strictly volunteer. But I guess I never really had an in or a niche to like get in there and sign up and whatnot. Plus, I wasn't old enough, obviously. Uh, then when I graduated high school, I moved to Wynn Parish with my older brother, who was a part-time firefighter with Wynn Parish Fire District.
Your
Um,
older brother?
yeah,
I didn't realize your older brother worked for.
Tommy. You probably never met him.
uh,
Um, but yeah, he was part-time with Wynn Parish. And I went up there one night after I moved in with him, and I met some of the guys, Dustin, Logan, uh, Matthew, Nick, Ben. I met all them guys, and just seeing how they acted, going up there, they helped me do stuff to my truck, and I eventually signed up as a volunteer, spending nights just sitting out in the bay, telling stories, doing training classes, playing pool in the bays. It was just great family atmosphere, and uh, I signed up as a volunteer and have pretty much loved it ever since. Um, and then not long after I signed up, there was actually a house fire in the middle of the night, not too far down the road from our house. So I went to it, um, and I stood by the pump panel with Dustin the entire call because again I didn't have gear or nothing. I was brand new still, and man, just watching it,
taking
and
it all in.
oh dude, it was amazing. And I've been hooked ever since. And then um, the opportunity came up. I was able to apply for a full time position at down there at RPFD, and they hired me full time, and I just ain't looked back. Since then, I'm able to progress my certifications, my training, my education, um, and been able to move forward and learn a lot of stuff from a lot of good teachers, very wise people. Uh, Fortunately, I was able to promote here recently and kind of help relight the fire, so to speak. Um,
So how does that being put into that officer role? How has that changed your look or your view of, or trying to think of the right wording, but how has that changed your
like
outlook on the job or your?
so, I will say the biggest difference going into the leadership role, even though it's a small department, um, every leadership supervisory role it takes a big effect. And the saying is true. Knowing the difference between being a boss and being a friend, that's a tightrope to walk. Because
Absolutely.
obviously you want to win the popularity contest, so to speak, but sometimes you can't You got to be the bad person.
And you gotta get on to them.
Yeah. And whether that's your subordinates under you, your horizontal peers, or even going upward, uh, definitely I would say the biggest challenge I've faced so far is just knowing that line, knowing how to cross it. But it does go back to knowing your people and how they see you as a person kind of helps with the matter because if they see you as just their friend, they're not going to respect you as much. But if they see you as their boss and only that, then you're not going to be able to carry on and have a good time with them. It's going to be strictly work. But then if you get that person that can see behind the supervisor position, it definitely helps. You can joke and carry on, but they know when it's time to get serious, it's time to get serious.
And really, honestly, you are kind of like there's kind of a difference. I don't know if you would, between lieutenant and like chief, because technically you're kind of like if they got a problem, they're going to come to you,
Yeah.
and then you take it to the chief, right?
Well,
Or,
it would go to the captain next.
well, true.
We are trying to implement some new stuff. We've had a lot of house cleaning, and I'm not getting into the details of anything, but I will say, we've been trying to set everything straight. We've had not bad issues, just little stuff, and that's one of the things that we've been trying to set forth is everybody tries to go straight to the chief, because it's a small department, everybody knows everybody. Is so easy to walk into the chief's office and be like, "Hey, chief, you got a minute?"
And I mean, and that's good to have a chief
Oh
that's
yeah,
willing to, sit down and talk with you.
oh absolutely.
But
It,
there's sometimes,
yeah, there's
chain of
sometimes
command.
you got to follow the chain of command, and not saying it's a bad thing to skip that sometimes because obviously there's cases where you have to skip chain of command, but when you have something in place, we're trying to implement the system where obviously if there's an issue, like if me and you have an issue, we're going to handle it. And if it goes through and we can't handle it, then we'd go to the next step, which is the lieutenant. And then the lieutenant, what we're supposed to do is that have you try talking to the person. If they haven't, all right, we'll go talk to them and let me know how it ends up. If it still can't be resolved, then I would step in as the lieutenant. Hey, guys, you need to get on the same page. You need to fix this. Go on, whatever. Uh, and then if I can't handle it, if there's still an issue at that point, it'd go to the captain. And he would do basically like I did. He would, get all the information from me, how I tried to interact or intervene with the situation, and then he would try to intervene however best he knows how. And if he can't resolve the issue from that point, it would go to the chief. Because we don't have an assistant chief. I mean, we do. We have two assistant chiefs, but they're volunteer.
A little
So
bit different situation.
yeah, and that kind of throws a kink in it because you would think, okay, they're assistant chiefs for their next step, but at the same time, when you're looking at paid people versus volunteer, even though you know going back to your roots, as a volunteer, you do just as much as the paid guy. You do as much training, as much work. You're basically still on the same level, but uh, when you're looking at employees versus volunteers, it kind of, in my opinion, looking outside in, it kind of can be a little sketchy because you don't want to break that chain of command with the assistant chief and chief. But I don't know, it's kind of weird how that plays out. I mean, because at the end of the day, the chief is his final say so.
Mm-hmm.
So um, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Um,
I don't know.
whatever.
I would brain fart.
I mean, I was just trying to think. I mean, so that's kind of like how we got started.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we got started. You got started because it looked cool and you wanted to be a bull from Backdraft. And I got started as a kid with a dream and stepped off into it. And at that point, we kind of aligned where we both just fell in love with it.
Right, and it has turned into a passion for
Yeah, I
it.
was.
And
I was just gonna say, even though it is a passion and you gotta look at it like a hobby, so to speak, um, you gotta constantly remind yourself of that because once you start working and get paid for it, sometimes the line gets a little blurry and it becomes a job.
right.
And you gotta remind yourself. how much you love it.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know if you would say it, but like to me, I consider it a calling.
Yeah.
Like some people, if you get in this job to just get rich or just, you know,
T-shirt fireman.
t-shirt firing,
Yeah.
ride the truck.
Yeah.
But if you don't have no true passion for it, if you don't care about the people,
Hmm.
um, you're not gonna go very far.
Oh yeah, people first always. You got to have that mentality. If you lose sight of the customer service aspect, it can be very degrading. Especially like right now, if you look in all the news, all the departments that have their tax coming up, their
Hmm.
millage taxes coming up. I mean, if people, they're going to remember the bad stuff. No matter how much good stuff you outweigh, you know, you could be the best department in the world, but that one
One
citizens,
person,
they're going to remember you had an attitude when you
yeah,
came to their house.
yeah.
Um,
No one remembers the good stuff. You
exactly.
always go back to like,
The
and that's in
negatives.
anything.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you're always gonna remember the bad part of it. You might have like 10 good years, and
Hmm.
then something happened on the 11th, and that's what you're gonna think of.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then all it can take is one person to ruin a
Oh
reputation.
yeah. It just takes one person. You can ruin the reputation of the department, and then at that point, you can ruin the whole reputation for everybody that's employed there. Because eventually, word starts getting around. Say you go to leave, you're looking at another job, you submit your resume. Well, they see you worked at this department, and they know all the bad stuff about that department. Well, they're going to attach that to your name, and then you're pretty much done for.
So being in the job for the right, whether you're a cop,
Mm.
firefighter, you're in the military, being in it for the right reason.
I don't know. I know some veterans that probably would disagree with that, but that was something I always wanted to do too. I always wanted to be a Marine. I always thought that was so crayon eater. Plus, they
Yeah,
have the best uniforms. The
yeah.
dress blues, man. Mm,
I don't know. They are pretty nice.
they are.
Have you seen you've seen the Navy too, like the all white with the
I like
it's
it, but
sharp.
I just don't like white.
True.
Um,
Imagine what they have to do so like gets a stain on it or something like it'd
Dude,
be so easy.
I know that's what I'm so worried because the conference coming up, the LSFA conference, and since I'm a
You're
lieutenant,
going to wear a white
they're
shirt.
making me wear a white shirt. Man, I'm so nervous.
Which you're gonna have a jacket over it though, right?
Yeah, I mean, jacket, tie, um, but you got to sit down and you take your jacket off.
Careless person, trip,
Yeah,
drink.
yeah, exactly. It's nerve wracking.
It'll be alright.
I'm being my P's and Q's,
Alright.
watching my surroundings,
That responsibility.
be very hyper vigilant. um, but yeah, so the Marine dress blues, man. Mm. Now, have you seen the Army ones? The green, the old school looking ones? I don't know what they call them. They just come out with them or went back to them.
Like the tan shirt, the tan, and then the
Yeah, it's the tan
yeah.
shirt with like the olive green jacket
Mm-hmm.
and pants.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that looks sharp too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just something about the collar I love of the Marines and like the
I
fire
do like that
marshal.
red stripe.
Oh
They
yeah.
got that red, yeah.
Have you seen the
Accent,
LSP's honor guard uniform?
probably.
So it's the blue like their uniforms, but it's the style of the Marine dress blues.
Really?
Yes, man, it's so sharp. Um, yeah. Anyways, we're getting kind of off topic
We
here.
are. That was a rabbit trail.
So, moving on, we've talked about passion for the job. We've talked about why we got started in it, um, all that good stuff. Tell me, what your favorite time was, whether it was a call, an event, a single situation that took place. What stands out the most to you, one single point in time about the job or what the job has done for you, so to speak.
There's a lot. 'Cause you could go serious or you could go like there was one time we was it's one of them we had a storm come through
Hmm.
and just I mean it busted the window out of the kitchen of the station. Like the wind just come in there and tore it up.
Is that why the trash bags over the window?
No, no, that's another story.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, it busted the window out of the station.
Hmm.
Well, it took a couple trees down, and one of the trees fell down and hit the gas line, punctured it, broke it. We get called out for a gas leak.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember the time frame. It was late. Finally get, I can't remember if it was two gas leaks. We got back, I made coffee, and then we got coffee. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. It was like the middle of the night.
Yeah.
First one
First one
like
was
midnight or something,
midnight,
and the second one
took care of that.
like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Right. Atmos got there. That's what it was. Then finished all that up, got back to the station. I'm like, I'm tired, I'm gonna make me some coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Get called out at I don't remember what time. It's like 3 something, I think. Because we were out for like 7.
Yeah, because didn't y'all have shift
8.
change out there too?
Because Ryan came and brought us, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like till 8 or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had made coffee. Well, I don't remember why, or I was either drinking the coffee when we went on the call, but I stuck the coffee mug in my book fence, and on the second call.
Yeah.
So like we're out there just chilling, and I was rummaging. I was like, oh, pulled the coffee mug out. I need some coffee.
Yeah. Hey, you never know when you might need it.
You know,
We're talking to Chief, with this new truck coming in, we're trying to get a coffee pot. I mean, we're going to have an inverter on the truck. All we got to do is put a coffee pot on there and plug it up.
I've been pushing for it here, bro.
Dude, get you a Keurig. You can get that dual purpose Keurig with a pot or a single cup.
I mean, the arguments outweigh. I mean, it would increase it. It increase morale. I mean,
Oh yeah.
late night calls, man. Let me get
They
some.
don't take up a lot of space. You can get a jug of water to keep on the truck. If you get the Keurig, you can have the pods, or you can have the actual like a bag of coffee with a couple filters. I mean, there's endless. Or you can just do a normal single serving Keurig, and you get the reusable cups. Um, I'm bound and determined to talk Chief into it. We talked him into putting a mini fridge on the truck in place of an ice chest. So you put snacks. We were in with Alpine one time on a structure fire. It was a commercial building, Clico storage building caught on fire. We were out there for a couple of hours, and they had their new Sutphen engine out there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just go get. We got Gatorades and water over there at this compartment." Okay, cool. Go over there. It's a mini fridge that pulls out. You open it up. They had water, body armors, Gatorade, salads, snack bars, everything you think of. Pickle juice. I was like, man,
I'm like, you already got the mini fridge. You're halfway there.
yeah,
What's having a coffee pot? What's
yeah.
what more? I mean,
We can find a spot. Hopefully,
make room. Get all the other tools. I
coffee's
mean, who cares
important.
about them? Coffee's important.
Coffee in New York hooks. Coffee in New York hooks. Two vital things you need on the job.
Yep. I would argue you need Halligan too.
I don't know.
They're important.
Depending on what end you get on the New York hook, like the ones Winfield have, they're pretty good for forcible entry. Uh,
They are.
I mean, when Delta caught on fire that one time, second time, I was first engine on scene. It was me and Charlie was on shift. He came in engine 4. I was on engine 2. Pulled up. We got smoke rolling off all ends. Couldn't see through the window, so I dropped the 5 inch, laid in, immediately pulled bumper line. And I think I pulled across. I pulled on the tap line. Uh, Geared up. I grabbed the New York. Got to the front door. Front door was locked. Popped it real quick. Came open. Full of smoke. Couldn't see nothing. So I made entry with your dad. Uh, he was on shift too.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, because he brought engine 4 and Charlie brought the ladder.
Yeah, I was coming from the house.
Yeah, me and him made entry until I lost him because he stayed at the door to feed me hose, and I was calling to him, and that was the first fire I ever worked with him, so I was trying to keep an eye on him, and I don't know, so I ended up backing out because I had a bad feeling about this fire too because there was no fire, and it was full of black smoke, and it was nasty looking, and I knew the way that cell room of the tire shop was it was nothing but wood. I was a little hesitant about it, and I was spraying and spraying, and nothing was changing. It was too hot, so I pulled out, and we ended up going in through the bay, from the bay door entrance. But it was a locked door too, and Tried to use the same New York hook, and it wouldn't pop. Couldn't get the door to pop no matter what I did, so I eventually had to get a Halligan to pop it open.
I would say I'd definitely take a New York hook over a pike pole any
Oh,
day.
absolutely. Pike poles,
They're like a one use really,
they're
and they got
they're good for pulling 10.
their purpose right,
That's
pulling
about it.
10.
That's about it.
But other than that,
I take New York hook any day.
just got more diversity.
Yeah,
It's kind of like it's almost a Halligan almost.
it's better. It's better for pulling sheetrock.
Oh,
So that's one of the big things. Well,
what's a? I know you talked about that fire from Delta. Any other? Any other? I mean, you've been on the job a long time. Is there
yeah.
one that really?
Well, kind of like you. I could go serious. I could go, funny.
I mean, we could go serious.
I mean, I can tell you a short, funny one. When I wrecked the truck,
That's funny.
it was pretty funny. It was pretty comical. Uh, I was on shift, um, and I went out to a Mexican restaurant to eat. I don't remember why. We got a fire alarm. Well, me and the guy on shift, of course, we went en route. He went en route from the station in the engine. I was in the pickup, 103, and another part timer that had just stopped by the station was there hanging out for a second. Well, he jumped in another pickup, 107, and went en route instead of getting in the engine. Well, I fall in behind him coming from the restaurant, and we get almost there. We're going down 34, and the road's coming up. I feel like I know the road's coming up. Um, so I look over at the map book, and the next thing I know, I look up, and all I see is red lights. Um, and I tried to swerve and slam on the brakes, but it didn't work. And I slammed to the back of 107. And so me and that part timer, we pulled over immediately, and the thief was coming up right behind us. Well, he stopped and looked at us sitting on the side of the road, and then kept going. And a couple minutes later, he was asking where we were. I guess he didn't pay attention to the wreck, the pushed in
Right.
bed of the 107. But um, yeah, that was pretty interesting. Uh, Other than that, I will say,
So what was the humor side of
riding the truck. Had to do a field sobriety test.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was pretty funny because the truck I was in didn't have any damage, but the truck I hit caused $4,000 worth of damage because they had to.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's why it's
kind of like my truck right now. Yeah.
I mean, I got a story like that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was what's it? I wrecked an engine.
When you put it in the ditch, turn it into a
No,
road.
the first time.
First time.
Remember when I was part time? It's 9/11.
Oh, yeah. Engine one.
9/11. I mean, September. I hadn't been on too long.
Yeah, you were still in your driver's training phase.
Right.
You were riding with John.
I was riding with John, and so we had already went out. It was like ironic because 9/11 started. They were out on a gas leak.
Mm-hmm.
We had just got done with the gas leak. We were finna grill, so we went to Brookshire's and was getting some buns and whatever else we were gonna eat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I pull out, and the concrete's really bad right there. I mean, it's
Just
it's very, and so there was a car coming, and for y'all who don't know, we run cab overs, so you got a very tight turning radius. Some cab. Um,
Spartan custom cab.
so we had a car coming on it. We have a 4 lane running through town. We had a car coming in I guess it'd be the far lane. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna just go ahead and go and just turn tight. Well, I turned way too tight. And wait, and I want to say my front wheels went over the sidewalk, and that was fine. But it caused the slab of concrete to jump up, and when that slab of concrete jumped up, it tore the side hose bed off
Who's
and bent the frame a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're driving, and all of a sudden, I look back and I see something dragging. John's like, John's freaking, John freaked out a little bit. Like, what in the world? Pull over. We get back there, and I'm like, first time, like my heart's dropping,
Mm-hmm.
and just we call the assistant chief. He shows up. He was not pleased. I had to take the drug test as well. We learned.
And that slab of concrete stood vertical
For a
for
little bit.
a while, a couple
Like
months.
the tombstone of
Yeah,
engine.
and you won. That was a great time.
We
I don't
learned
know.
from it though. Right. We moved on,
Yeah, so to speak.
so to speak.
So to speak. I will say another great time. Uh, another, excuse me, memory, so to speak, that is kind of it. It helped relight the fire, so to speak. I guess. Um, we had a code. This wasn't too long ago. We were down at our training facility. Just got done with a structure fire. We had a all day and all night drill going on, and had a code come in while we were down there at the training yard. I go en route because I was technically off duty, and another off duty guy responded from his house. He walks in, he's got a med bag in hand, his personal med bag. So I leave our med bag in the truck because he came in as trouble breathing. So, typical trouble breathing. And most probably going to put him on oxygen. And we go in. As soon as I turn the corner, he's pulling her to the ground to start CPR. So I run back to the truck, grab a O2 and AED, and run. And we do CPR, get everything. I dropped an eye gel in her. Um, we probably did 4 rounds of compressions, and we ended up bringing her back. So that was pretty good. And it brings a whole new meaning.
Absolutely.
So when you do that, that's the second person I've brought back out of, man, I can't tell you how many codes.
Yeah,
How many codes, how many DOAs.
I'm like 1 in 8 or 9, which the one or maybe 2. We had a call like that, which I'm sure you remember that guy that in the Walmart parking lot
Yeah, the
that
OD.
overdosed and then he
Yeah.
hit the woman. So
Mm-hmm.
we got called out. That was when I was still part time. We got called out for a woman crushed between 2 vehicles, I think.
Yeah.
So we're like, hop in the back, we're driving, we get there. She wasn't crushed. She was in the front of the car when he passed out. He hit the
Mm-hmm.
car, it hit her, and she like fell over. So me went to her, was taking care of her. We finally realized, hey, we talked, like we're talking about the guy in the car. Doors are locked, so I get to bust the window out, so that was fun. Unlock the car, get him out. He's not breathing. He's like pretty much he's gone or going down the drain.
Yeah.
Fast.
Circling.
So we start doing CPR. Chief starts doing CPR on him, and then I took over. Can't remember how many rounds Chief did. Then I started taking over, and we did we pushed AED on him,
Mm-hmm.
and then we pushed Narcan. I think we did 2 rounds or 3 rounds. I can't remember, but got him back,
Yeah.
and that was. Now he did. I mean, he woke up and he's like, he pulled a knife on the guys in the ambulance. So,
Oh, yeah. Ruined his high.
right.
Gotta love when you ruin
But that
high.
was one of them,
Yeah.
saved that dude's life, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, you don't get it very often, but when you do, you're like, man, I just lost
It's very good to save a life. It's a good feeling.
it. It really is.
At the same time, when calls go the other way, they can be uh, very draining. And I think they hit on an adrenaline level just as hard as the good ones.
Yeah.
I know one not too long ago, me and your dad was actually on it. Um, Code, guy didn't make it. And I'll tell you, me and your dad, we were sitting at the kitchen table after the call, and we were both still kind of shaking and the adrenaline was pumping. So it definitely go either way. Adrenaline's jacked up through the roof. You're responding and you do everything you can. So,
That's that's one thing that like I think a lot of people that aren't in this and are viewing it from the outside, they're looking at you're sitting at the station pretty much doing nothing unless you get a call. You're only working however many days a month.
mm-hmm.
But the mental side, the mental aspect of the job is so it can drain you. It can be such a drain on you.
Absolutely.
And fortunately, the fire department is doing the fire department as a whole is getting a lot better. Taking care of your mental health and taking care of their guys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's one of the lot that people don't realize how. I mean, you mean dead sleep, tone
Oh,
was
yeah.
off. You're scrambling around to get your clothes on and
Yep.
get out to the truck, and you're driving the half a minute a piece of
Yeah.
equipment down the road, and it can be.
It's very complicated. And then you get to the call and they're screaming, why did it take you 30 minutes to get here? And
Right. And then that's where your training comes in too. That's why you train so much.
person. And what's funny is most of the people you meet in any kind of service, public service aspect or customer service aspect for that, everybody hates people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to put on a smile while you're at work.
Even if you're going to the same place, 3 times in the same night,
5 or 6, 7
5 or 6,
times.
7 times, go back. Speaking of which,
Speaking of which, medical. Anyways, moving on.
so how would you say this job has changed?
Well, it's definitely gave me a greater aspect and whatnot of time. You can go at any second, and it really puts that perspective in front of you. Uh,
And in
knowing,
a small town, you know everybody.
yeah,
So like
time's precious.
you see in one hour, then that night you're going to go do CPR on them because
You know that firsthand.
and that can be hard sometimes.
It definitely can be hard. And it sucks to say it. I know there's a lot of people that give grief on it. You do have to move on. It's a hard thing. Sometimes it's harsh. Now, how you go about supporting people when they move on, or how that person moves on, can definitely affect you. Because if you have some people, like I know some people in leadership at some departments, none around here, but they're definitely, whatever it is, what it is, move on.
I mean that's how they were back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Was like
hey, be a man,
give
grow
up,
up.
don't cry.
But now it's more like, hey, I need to move past this because it could affect you. What do we need to do to get you where you're good again,
Yeah.
so to speak? Making sure your head's good and all that. Um, it definitely plays a factor into it. Um, so we've all been there. Ain't nobody, you can't tell me there's anybody in the fire service, police service, military that hasn't been through it and doesn't know what it's like to be in that position. So everybody knows what it's like. And that's why I don't understand some of these people out there that are, you know, about it. Um, so, yeah, yeah, definitely the time aspect. I mean, just for an example, recent, um, those chiefs that just passed away.
Yeah.
And this guy was probably 30s, 40s, peak health, military, cop, fireman, chief, everything. He's done everything. And he was like in peak health and had a heart attack in his sleep. Had training the day before Uh, and then supposedly, word through the grapevine is they were asleep, and his wife woke up to him agony breathing. She did CPR on him, and he didn't make it to the hospital. So it just goes to show you, take the time.
Appreciation for life.
Yeah, family, friends. Uh, Never ignore a phone call unless you call me while I'm sleeping, which seems to be the going rate here lately. I think that's 2 times in a row in the
Yeah.
past 3 weeks you've called me while I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Uh, but I do always get back to you
You
eventually.
do. Eventually.
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 And then I bring you coffee.
Right.
So, what about you? Lasting impacts. What you've learned?
Definitely
How it's
appreciation for
changed you?
time. Uh, Appreciating what you have because you see so many people having their worst day,
Mm-hmm.
and you go into some of these places, you're like, how in the world how in the world do you live like this? And it gives you appreciation for what you have, how
Mm-hmm.
good you have it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause there's people with so much more worse problems than me.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Makes you more grateful.
yeah, oh, definitely. And just trying to be that, you know, like I said, they've seen you on your worst day or their worst day,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to, you know, they can help them
Yeah.
as best you can.
Well, sometimes they're seeing you on your worst day too.
Well,
You're having to push through it. So
that's
they go hand in hand.
absolutely.
But the bad thing is you got to put on a smile and act like your world is perfect.
Separating when you're at the job, your job and your home life. And I mean, you could say they go hand in hand, but at the same time, if you have problems yourself, you gotta set them aside and focus on what you need to focus on.
You can't wear your feelings on your
No,
shoulder.
absolutely not.
You got to leave home at home and work at work.
Yeah, best you can anyway. Easier said than done,
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
you work on that.
Because it's like a stain in a white shirt. Sometimes it just don't come out.
Sometimes.
um, yeah. Anything else?
I mean, you forgot to mention that you're a chaplain too.
Yeah, I am. I got certifications in chaplaincy. Uh, I've done a lot of research on it. Done a lot of looking. I definitely like the aspect of the chaplaincy where it's not just a Bible thumper, like an old guy that kind of got me into it because you think about chaplains, you think about preachers, priests. Um, that's not all a chaplain is. Chaplain's doing kind of like what we're doing right here, just sitting down, having a talk, seeing where you're at, giving a little bit of advice, listening, active listening uh, is a big thing on it, and just being there um, is the main thing about chaplaincy. That's what turned me on to it, and of course I did the certification class. I've done some research and looking. I've built protocols and policies to implement chaplaincy programs. They're still works in progress, but it's definitely pretty cool. It's a big network. I mean, a couple days ago, I say a couple days, that was a couple weeks ago, a volunteer fireman from North Louisiana. He's full time with the sheriff's office up there, and he was completing an active shooter training class at the academy, and ended up dropping dead. He coded. Um, Luckily, paramedics and nurses were already there because of the uh, complexity of the event and training they were doing. Um, he coded, and they immediately put him on a helicopter, brought him back, flew him to Rapides,
I
and
heard about that. Yeah.
the I think he's an assistant chief up there. He called me a couple days later and had asked if I'd go to Rapides and check on him. And I went, spent about 15, 20 minutes with him and his family just talking and made sure he was good and that they were good. And I left and went back to work. So that's all it is, just one big network. So, you know, make phone calls, make sure your people are taken care of. It always comes back to your people too.
Yeah.
Uh, 'Cause if you ain't taking care of your people, they can't take care of you, and they also can't take care of your customers.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think if we go, you taking care of you,
Mm-hmm.
that way you can take care of your people, and then
They can take care of you
yeah,
and take care of themselves,
yeah,
and then take care of the customers.
yeah.
I mean, if you look at anything you learn about in the fire service, um, you can't do nothing unless your safety. Your
Right.
safety is number one over everything else, and that reflects back to mental health, mental preparedness, physical preparedness, your knowledge base, everything. It goes back to you first.
Yes, but you don't want to get too carried away with that.
You
I feel
don't,
some people,
you know,
and I'm not throwing stones at anybody,
yeah,
but like I feel sometimes some people can take that too far because in the end, customer comes, cus people safety, or how should I say that? Your safety is important because you
hmm
can't do, if you're getting hurt, whatever, then that's horrible. But I think some people take that and like, well, I gotta keep myself safe, so forget them. But I feel like, I mean, you gotta take some risk sometimes.
yeah.
I mean, every time you take the truck out of the bay, going to a call,
Oh yeah,
that's
that's like the old saying. If you look inside your fire helmet, it has a caution, or it used to have a caution thing that says firefighting is inherently dangerous. So
yeah.
your equipment that you purchase says it's dangerous.
I'm not saying it. I'm not like saying it the right way. I hope that come across right. But like, take care of you, but then at the same time, you are gonna have to take some risks sometime to take care of the citizens that have.
Oh yeah, risk versus benefit.
Yes, thank you.
Um, risk a little to save a little, risk a lot to save a lot. It's the big decision maker concept you constantly have to train on, whether you're a firefighter or a chief.
Yep.
You, you're always making decisions. You make the decision. I mean, you start your day off with a decision. Should I get out of bed or not?
Yeah.
Should I go back to sleep? Should I lay in this bed? Should I get up? So your whole life's full of decisions, no matter what path you take, left or right, red pill, blue pill. So
So we kind of talked a lot about that. Where
definitely talked a lot.
talked a lot, which is good, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So where do you see yourself in say 20 to 25? You already have 8 on the job. I guess that'd be retiring.
No, I got four in the system.
Okay.
Got started in 22. So yeah, I got four in the system. So 25 years from now, I hope to be retired. um, hope to. Because definitely my goal was 30. Get to 30 plus three. So 33, I guess, technically. Um, that's Lord willing. Um, if not, I definitely see myself hopefully progressing through my career. At this point in time, I don't see myself leaving the department I'm at. Um, so next steps, captain, probably 10, 15 years from now, move up to captain. Um, and then after that, probably another 10 years as chief. And then I could spend a good 5 to 8 years as chief. That's definitely the end goal. Um, I've done some succession planning in my head, prepare for that one day because you can't move forward unless you're planning for the future. Now, obviously, you don't want to get too carried away with it. Um, but one thing you do learn in a lot of these leadership classes that I've been taking is you got to have a plan. You got to have goals, objectives, what you want. So, like right now, my main objective is making it to my in my probationary period as lieutenant. Get to my 6 months, 1 year, whichever comes first. Uh, get confirmed, and from there, my goal was take it year by year. Eventually, you know, I'll open up the end goal of going to captain, and then once I get that, getting confirmed as a captain, and then next step will be chief. Um, and then planning the department, staffing, goals for staffing. Like right now, Chief has the goal. We have one man shifts full time, with 1 to 2 part time on each shift. He has the goal of 2 to 3 people full time per shift. So that's a good goal. Truck rotations, pay raises, stuff like that. It's good goals. Um, Having staff stations. Like right now, we only have 1 to 2 staff. We have one 24/7, and one is our part timers, which is obviously hit or miss with part time employees. So that's something you plan on. But end goal, have 5 vehicles on my collar and live out to see my retirement with the max of 30 plus 3. Maybe maybe make some kind of impact in the fire service, whether it's department or as a whole. Because I mean, you see all these people like Corley Moore, Frank Lieb. Uh, they retired, but then they've kept going.
No,
They've made some kind of impact in the service. Um, Conferences, seminars, books. Uh, I thought that'd be cool to write a book one day. Uh, I got to start writing stuff down now so I can remember it then, because memory plays tricks on you.
Right.
But yeah, just continuing to make an impact, because I definitely won't. When I retire, I definitely ain't getting out. So I'll make some kind of impact somewhere else. Lord
Gotcha.
willing. Lord willing. What about you? Where do you see yourself in 2025, 10, 15 years?
So I used to have this thought in my head that I didn't want to promote,
Mm-hmm.
and like, because I've seen it's a lot of responsibility, a lot of paperwork. Just I just didn't appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Chief Corley Moore, I went to the Lift conference and was attending one of his classes,
Yeah.
and he said something that got me like thinking. My mindset turned around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, every department has like this person, maybe not every department, but a lot of departments have this person that people look at and like wish they would promote. Like, this place would be so much better if we were
Yeah.
running it. You always have those like those solid backstep firefighter or backseat firefighters that like solid guys, but they're content just, and that's fine. Each his own.
Yeah.
But he was like, at some point, you're gonna come to the point of your career where it's time to give back to
Mm-hmm.
your department, and if you don't promote, you can't really give back.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where I'm gonna end up for sure, but definitely promoting, following the steps. I don't know if I see myself as chief somewhere, but definitely promoting and finishing out the career and then trying to leave an impact.
Yeah. That's definitely a good goal to reach. I mean, you look at Frank Lee. I know I listened to his podcast when he was on Firehouse Vigilance. Scrap, yeah, my mind. We've been talking for a long time. But anyways, before that, I've read his book, Cornerstone of Leadership, which is an amazing book. Um, and I've done some looking into him, like anybody else, seeing different conferences and seminars and lectures and all that good stuff. Um, and one thing about Frank is he didn't want to retire. He was content doing what he was doing, but he, eventually, like you were talking about, he saw the need, took it, had a little peer pressure, eventually moved up. And then as he moved up, he was okay. Well, I'm good here. And then peer pressure and other factors played into it. He eventually moved up again until he was chief of training, I believe, and done a lot of great work with their health and fitness and cancer stuff with FDNY. So, yeah, sometimes you got to give back to get back.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the fire service is like there's so many different paths you can
Mm-hmm.
take. Like you said, you can retire, but then like you teach classes,
Oh
you
yeah,
can do there's so much stuff you can do.
go be an NFA instructor and travel the country. Like that's a lot. All these regional NFA classes, that's firemen and chiefs from all over the country traveling. Some retired, some not. the National Volunteer Fire Council, doing some teachings with that. At the conference last year, they had a creating a psychologically healthy culture in your department, taught by the Volunteer Fire Council, and it was a guy. I can't remember if he's still a chief somewhere or what, but he started in like Tulsa, Arizona, or something like that. Not Tulsa, uh, Tucson, Arizona.
You talking about Chris Bloom?
No,
Okay.
not him.
Okay.
Um, but it was over
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah.
It was in Arizona, and he worked as a fireman. And he was another one that he kind of got forced to move up because he saw the grid going down in the department. So well, let me see if I can fix this. And he ended up promoting and done a lot of good things with the department. Um, there was another guy in NFA class I went to last January. He started uh, Phoenix. It's right outside of Phoenix, Arizona. But he was a truck captain, moved up to assistant chief, and then he took a fire chief's job outside of Seattle, Washington. But yeah, just that move, being able to move around the country, spreading your expertise, whether you retire here or don't even end up going all the way here, you move to another state, and take a job there, just spreading your knowledge because not everybody
You
knows
don't.
everything.
Yeah. And if you don't, a lot of newer guys are
Hmm.
coming on, and if you don't tell them what you know,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
you gotta share your knowledge.
gotta share your knowledge.
Just, you might know something I don't know, and I might not know something you don't.
There's no one way to do it.
Yeah,
There's no.
it's the way to skin a cat,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Break for a minute. Ashley's finna come
Okay, well, we can go ahead and wrap up.
What's
Pretty much it.
yeah.
Appreciate y'all sticking through all of our ramblings. It's definitely going to be a fun adventure, and maybe we will get Josh to not be nervous next time. Stop shaking his leg.
I can't see my leg.
I know, but yeah,
Definitely. This is our first episode, so when we have we, our next episode, we'll have guests on. Um, Hopefully, it'll be a little more structured. Uh,
yeah, fire,
I,
fire. With that, we'll go ahead and close out. Appreciate again y'all hanging out and sticking through this with us. We hope to see y'all again. We'll try to be posting eventually once a week.
regular.
It's gonna be a little rocky in the start, so we'll see how everything goes.
Always remember, stay safe, stay sharp, and stay caffeinated.
Yeah.
Y'all later.
Bye.